opposite. I was not happy ever. I was not outgoing. I was very quiet, very withdrawn, very angry all the time. So, the problem with being an addiction is even if you feel led to get help at some point, you're incapable of doing it in a way. So I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of feeling led, but what do I do? What do I do at this point? And so it takes people like, in this case, Calvary Chapel, Chapel Hill, the people of that church, who, by the way, back in 2010 invested in me so I could go to another program, another Christian program. And they were willing to do it again. They were willing to bring me down and send me to another program. So, to get from A to B, you need C. I hate when people do this, but I'm going to do it. Here's the 3 C's. Okay? And cash is cash one of them? Maybe we got 4. This might be exciting. So you need Christ, right? You need church, you need community. That's what it took. So they were willing to invest in me. They brought me down here. And I wasn't really planning on going to a Christian facility. Like Eric said, he was so rightly like, this is going to suck. But I totally agree. I was like, yeah, this is going to suck. But someone at the church, the Johans family, knew of Converting Hearts. Her son was in it. So David asked me if you want to go to Converting Hearts. I was like, no. Not really, but I had to. I had to go. I felt led to go. So came to Converting Hearts. And you gotta understand, I'm from Rochester, New York. I go there, there's Chris, there's Sean, and there's Brother Will, and they're like, we're from Virginia. I had a feeling hell was something like this. I was like, we're from Virginia. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Nonetheless, look, people ask me, say, well, what's different with this ministry than the last ministry? I like this greenhouse thing these guys are on to, something about a greenhouse of grace. I dig that. I dig the whole thing. My last program, just to compare and contrast, last program was very law-based, right? Very, you do this, you do this. We're a bunch of drug addicts. We hate the law. We hate it. Right? We don't like to follow the law. That's why we're here. We hate the law. And so, if you break the rules, then of course you're going to break. It's what we do best. You dig holes. You guys ever seen the movie Holes? I'm not sure what that was. You guys were going. Yeah. Oh, thank you. The movie Holes, they dig a 5 by 5 by 5, right? Take, what is it? Bad boys make them good, make them dig a hole. Yeah, we had to do that. And this ground is from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. You had to do it outside every night, right? And you take a pickaxe. I don't know, you guys are familiar with South Carolina. The ground down there's like concrete. Every time you hit that with a pickaxe, this is what they call dirt or whatever. The pickaxe would send sparks. And I know it's nighttime. There's sparks everywhere, right? And I'm thinking, this is going to bring me closer to God. This is going to bring me closer. Look, Paul was the man, right? Everyone loves Paul. If you would have told him, hey, grab that pick and I want you to dig for God, he'd be like, this is the stupidest thing anyone's ever told me. I'll do anything. You could beat me to flood, but I'm not digging a hole. There's just no purpose in it. But the funny thing was, that was going to soften my heart. That hard ground was going to soften my heart. Man, my heart became as hard as that ground. Every time that pickaxe hit and there's a spark, I was like, I will kill all of them. And I'll use this pickaxe to do it. It was hard. So that's the way the whole thing was. And if you got grace, it was kind of like this. I'm going to give you grace this time. I'm going to give you grace, man. Dude, just let me have it. I want you to pile up the grace. Save your grace, please. Just give it to me. Give it to me this time. So next time will be twice as big. But at Converting Hearts, I was shocked to learn that they are grace-based. See, look, I grew up, I didn't know there was a law and there was a grace thing. I didn't know there was these two camps, you know? I didn't know how this whole thing worked. I'm still not really sure, to be honest. But, grace. Man, grace was an amazing thing. So, you know how much harder it is for someone like Chris, when someone does something, to say, hey, let's talk about this. Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's see what's really causing this, as opposed to go right nest it. Or go dig a hole, and that's the end of it. They're out there miserable in the heat, in the dirt. It's actually sand, it's not really dirt, it's just disgusting. But it's so much harder to do it the way Converting Hearts does. But I find that once you dig down into that fertile soil, let me coin a phrase here. Just that, what are we doing over there? What's it just said? Fertile ground of grace. Fertile soil of grace. Let's go with that. Fertile soil of grace as opposed to the stony, somewhat sandy, concrete-ish soil of the law. It's an amazing thing. I mean, people actually change. People grow under those. And I did. So I came into Converting Hearts. And there was the 3 S's. Let's go with that this time. 3 S's. The 3 S's of Converting Hearts for me were study. So Chris was always giving me books to read. So study and serve. That was another thing. He's like, serve other people, and then shoulder each other's burdens. Came like in groups. You know, he was like, you guys ever see Karate Kid? He's like, you know, first do this, you know. I'm like, I don't want to wash your car anymore. But then he throws a kick. He's like, oh, I like a kick. You know, so it's like, he's like, read. And I'm reading that stuff, and it was like, it's amazing. Okay, I get it. I dig it. It's true. And then it was, he's like, now that you're doing that, you need to serve other people. So anyway, a lot of growth there. But things worked out well. I stayed on with the ministry. Am I babbling? Be honest, please. No, okay, so let's fast forward. I'm sorry. Okay. Hey, I want honesty. Converting Hearts has done a lot for me. I've been sober now a year, but that's really not anything that I'm like, so now I haven't been doing something I shouldn't have been doing for a year straight anyway. But Converting Hearts, the guys at Converting Hearts are, they work all the time. They're dedicated. Sean and Chris and Sean and Chris, Wayne and Carlton, see, they are constantly thinking about this ministry. They're constantly working in this ministry. And we need help to do that, to reach out to people and to bring people in. And the thing is, I get to talk with people all the time, and hope is one thing that they need. If you guys could hear the hope in someone's voice when they think they'll be able to come in a program and get help. And then the way it turns when they find out that they can afford it. You know, these guys will do anything. Just say, come on, we'll make it work. Come on, we'll make it work. We love do anything for anybody, but certainly need help to do those things. I appreciate everything Converting Hearts has done for me, and I'm thankful to God. Sobriety really doesn't mean anything to me. It just doesn't. It's something so much smaller. It's like when the moon blocks the sun, right? The moon blocks the sun. I can't see the sun. I know it's there. The sin underneath is covered up by something smaller, and that's addiction. Addiction's gone, and I still battle with the things under it. So, thank you so much, guys.